Booyah! And it's time for the Game Sports Show, the Twin Sault's only local, regional, and national sports show. It's Dave McCaig along with Alex Parr inside the ONN Sault Online studios. This beautiful Tuesday, and we're very happy able to join us here tonight. Now, for the first thing we're going to get into, for the first part of the show, the contest giveaway that we've been promoting for well over a week on our Facebook and our Instagram page. We had a draw that's going to be taking place right here live. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way, we like to call it. We're going to draw them out of a hat, just so there's no suspicions, anything like that. Anyone who was enrolled, we got all their names inside each of the hat. We have a Game Sports Show hat and a Toronto Blue Jays hat, which was perfect for today's show in part 3. But we're going to be pulling the names out of the hat. The rules of the contest were to follow the Game Sports Show on both either Facebook or Instagram and comment on the post itself for a chance to win Northern Superior gift card and a pizza or pizza and wings from Sports Center Bar and Grill. So without further ado, I'm going to grab the Facebook draw first from our Game Sports Show hat from the Game Sports Show Renegades baseball team. And Alex is going to do the honors of the draw.
Oh, I see what we're doing here now. Okay, not looking. Got a name, folded it up. Are you ready?
Ready.
John Edwards. I'm not sure if the camera can see this, but John Edwards, congratulations, man.
That is the Facebook draw. Congratulations, John. You've won a $25 gift certificate to the Northern Superior Brewing Company and a free pizza from Sports Center Bar and Grill. Now, I'll do the one for the Instagram draw. Good luck, everyone. And for the Instagram, Sarah Dubois.
Thank you, guys.
The winner of a North Superior gift card and a free pizza and wings eaten only from Sports Center Bar and Grill. No. Great prizes.
Not a bad deal at all. All they have to do is show some support, show some love, and we show them right back.
And we're very happy for everyone who got involved. There's over 100 likes, new follows, and posts everything through our sponsored pages, through the Game Sports Show, and through our, I want to thank our sponsors with the ONN Sault Online, Northern Superior Brewing Company, and Sports Center for doing all the posts as well. Very happy that everyone was able to get the chance to do it, but we had to follow the rules, obviously, and everyone who commented, we made sure we got into the draw. And again, very thankful that you're able to support the Game Sports Show. There will be more giveaways, and there is still a bonus draw, and that's going to happen when? That remains to be seen. Alex, moving to the sports side of our show.
Let's do it.
Because we are the Game Sports Show. Going to get into some local news with Sault College. Marty Turco, whom we plan to have a guest on in the very near future, Sault native and former NHL goaltender. Marty, who now works for the Dallas Stars in terms of being the foundation president and part owner of the Kingsville Brewery, was a keynote speaker today at the first annual scholarship breakfast, today, Tuesday, July 16, 2019. This fundraiser is to help provide funds to Sault College Athletics, whom have 8 total teams in the program, one in particular with hockey that the Game Sports Show followed this year. The Division III level, the Sault College Cougars, who won the ACHA D3 championship, will be moving up to D2 next year. So you can look at Sault College's Instagram for some news on that front. It was definitely great to see Marty Turco be a keynote speaker there. Some local football within the pocket. We're going to get started. The junior varsity SaberCats, had a forfeit win against the Sarnia, and Sturgeon called the game, improving the record to the JV to 7-0-1, and even though undefeated, still second place. Still second place. Strong season for Jim Monaco and the Young Cats. They will finish in second place, as I mentioned. Will host Forest City Thunderbirds at 4 p.m. this Saturday, the 20th. The varsity SaberCats went on to win 37-6 after 30 unanswered points en route to defeat the Hamilton Hurricanes this past Sunday, improving the record to 6-1-1, and they're second place also in the OFC West. And in the game faced Hamilton Tyler Breakin, who is well known in the high school ranks, MVP, grade 11, stud of a kid in terms of being an athlete with football. He scored a couple touchdowns. Nick Pagnotta also had a pair of touchdowns in the win. Jordan Robinson-White with a touchdown in the win. Threw a touchdown for the win, I should say. Sorry. Carter Harrison scored a 1-yard TD to round out the scoring. And Cole Taz covered 4 to 5 for field goals. Julian Joya led his team in sacks, totaling 1. Giving him a total of 14 in 6 games this year.
Oh my goodness.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Gabe Spina with 2 interceptions. Nick Fowler also had 1. Ethan West and Zach Tadashore each had forced fumbles. Strong defensive performance by the Cats there, Alex. And Jamie Antonello, one of the coaches and panel members of the Game Sports Show, stated that despite inconsistent play at times for the offense, they backed by a good running game, a steady QB got them the W.
Hey, that's what you need to rely on sometimes. Sometimes you got to rely on your quarterback to be that big game presence and step up. If your team's down, sometimes you got to rely on your heavy guns, and that's what they did. And, well, maybe it's not a textbook win for them. They'll take it 10 out of 10 times.
Definitely. And finishing second, they got the playoffs that are starting this upcoming weekend. The playoffs who sets a semifinal match against the Brantford Bisons, which takes place July 20th as well, 7 p.m. at Superior Heights. It's right after the junior varsity game, so make sure that you don't miss that. And the Cats beat the Bisons, Alex, you remember, 41-38, and dramatic comeback win this year. So you know that game is going to be absolutely amazing to watch.
And I don't think they're going to have to worry about a big comeback game. I think they're going to realize who they're going up against, not take their second place finish to be too prideful on and to hang up on. They'll come right out of the gates ready to play that game.
Definitely. Now, Steelers transition to that. Steelers will play this upcoming Saturday against North Bay to hope to climb back to 500. Now, transitioning into some discussion with Madden and the ratings of the video games that have been going on. We had the NBA come up, we're going to go to Madden, and NHL that we're waiting for to come out. It's going to be interesting, but you have some wide receivers, Hopkins, Antonio Brown, and Julio Jones being tied with Brown. We're second place with Odell Beckham being third. Melvin Gordon wasn't happy about his rating at all. QB had Patrick Mahomes lead the way, Brady second, Rivers third, ahead of Breeze and Andrew Luck, Wilson and Rodgers. Stafford, if you're any Lions fans, I'm very sorry. Your QB does not have a good rating whatsoever. He's lower than Eli Manning. What do you think of these ratings? I said on the show yesterday on our podcast side, brought to you by ESPN 1400, Sovereign Communications, that I said it doesn't matter what the ratings are, you're still going to get individuals that are going to buy the game, and you can edit the attributes. Yeah. But what do you think of the ratings?
Well, for me, as a pretty avid video game player, those stats do matter, because if you're playing online or something like that, you can't edit the stats. You can't buff out all your guys to just dominate. The one thing that this is probably me, my fan hat, how was Rodgers behind so many other quarterbacks? That was something that kind of blew my mind. To watch what Rodgers has been able to do throughout his whole career with bits and pieces at times, with names that you've never heard of until they played with Rodgers. The things that he's been able to do with essential no-names to make them more so household names, and guys like Brady and the bigger names that have pieces there, they've got a little bit more to play with than Rodgers. I think Rodgers kind of got shafted a little bit, but Rodgers knows how good he is, and I think the rest of the league does too.
Either way, you're still going to buy it. Now, quickly, because you have a few seconds before we go to break, the NBA had released theirs as well. Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James being tied at 97. LA Clippers, Kawhi Leonard, may I remind you.
Still hurts.
It still hurts, who's ahead of Giannis Antetokounmpo, who won MVP this year. What do you think of those ratings?
I think that's about right. The only thing I didn't like is I'm not so sure if LeBron can play at a 97 overall rating quite yet, just based on the fact that his age is starting to show just a little bit. And this isn't me saying he's a completely dominant player, but this is me saying I think Kawhi might be just that much better than LeBron, just maybe by a hair.
I'm still going to buy the games, and I know you will too. It's Dave McKeag, Alex Parr, here for the Game Sports Show. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it's the Pilon twins. Drake and Darian are going to be joining us here in the studios. Welcome back to the Game Sports Show inside ONN TV and Sioux Online Studios. I'm here with the Pilon twins, Sioux natives, Darian and Drake. How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Happy you're able to join us. I know we had to figure out some scheduling to get you guys finally come here. Very happy you're able to join us. So, busy summer. You had a great career in the OHL, the Sudbury Wolves, the both of you. You guys are from the Sioux, grew up in the rep program, the Thunderbirds and everything. Talk about how your summers are going. When are you first, Darian?
Going pretty good. A lot of working at Crimson. And just working out, skating, just a typical kind of summer.
Yep. How about yourself, Drake?
Yeah, same as Darian said, a lot of skating, working out, working at Crimson Ridge, and just playing golf when we can as well.
Golfing lots. How's the golf game this summer?
Pretty good. Shot my best round. Shot a 79 the other day.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Felt pretty good about it.
I can't golf worth anything. I just drive. I do the Happy Gilmore swing. That's kind of my motto for it. So, but you, Drake, going to you first. 3 years to 13 points, 29 points, 27 points respectively with the Wolves. Darian, yourself, 20, 33, and 35 respectively. How was your experiences in Sudbury? I'll go over to you, Drake.
I enjoyed it. My first year was kind of just like a learning curve, and it was more just trying to stay in the lineup and doing anything to do it. And then my second year, kind of just trying to take over after we had a down of a season. And then the third year was just kind of play our role, kind of we were in a shutdown mentality kind of thing, and it really worked out.
Gary?
Yeah, I kind of same what Drake said. The first year was just trying to get used to the speed of the game and knowing what to do and when not to do it and all that kind of stuff. And the second year, we kind of just took a little bit of the reins and just started playing. Like, our last 2 years were mostly just shut down, and it made us learn the game faster and better to play against those top lines. So it was really fun. It was much what's it called? Much appreciated to be there.
Definitely had 3 years there, and then you came back to play against the Sioux a lot. How was that coming back to play? I know it's not like the Memorial Gardens that we kind of grew up, watching there, but being the Steelback and the SR, now it's the GFL. How did it feel coming back to the Sioux to play?
It always feels good. First you get to see family, and you get nice little gift baskets for when you go back. All the boys are taking all the food, but just playing the rig's unreal. Cause I grew up here. I played in this rink a lot, so it kind of feels almost like you're on a home ranking when you're not. Yeah. So it's fun.
How'd you like the experience?
I liked it because I always got a pizza at the end of the game. The boys were always happy about that. But I don't know, it always felt easy to me, out there, just when I was playing, kind of because we played on the Thunderbirds there, and it was just, that was our home arena. And it was just, I was used to that ice surface. I was used to everything about it. And then, I don't know, it was just comfortable.
Now, what are the plans for next year? You guys obviously spent 3 years in the OHL. Now you're going on to the next step. What is the next stage for the Pilons? I'll go to you first, Aaron.
Yeah. Well, we've been talking to a couple NHL teams and AHL teams, so hopefully we got invited to Minnesota's Traverse City camp, so we're gonna end up going there if we don't sign an AHL contract or an East Coast contract or something like that before. So that's pretty much just take it as it comes right now.
Definitely. What do you for that? I know you basically just answered the question, but you're probably looking forward to the next experience beyond the OHL.
Yeah, I'm kind of just looking for the next step, starting pro, because then that's when it really gets serious kind of thing. It's no more of you can lean back and focus on the next year. It's more of you have to do it. It's your job now. Yeah. And kind of really, if we go in, it's all in, because after that, you try to play the child's game as long as possible and make a living of it, really.
Definitely. Now, after you leave here, you're actually going to do a workout. So work never ends, obviously, when you're training for hockey. Talk about workout regimes. Okay, I remember when I was playing, the workout regime was weights or deadlifts, you're doing squats, a lot of running. Talking to some NHL players now, a lot of it's kind of the plyometric side of things, or swimming, or different, even kind of yoga exercises even, just to kind of keep in shape. And some of them don't even really do a lot of workouts, a.k.a. Phil Kessel, potentially. But what about your workout regime? What do you guys follow in the summer? What do you first, Aaron?
It's pretty much all of what you said, and then more. So, like you said, the weights, the deadlifts, the squats, that's all still incorporated into it big time, because you need to get stronger every summer. It just needs to happen. And then that's actually what we're going to right after this. We're going to go run at the track with our trainer and all those guys. And then Wednesdays on the weekends I swim. Drake doesn't really enjoy the swimming as much as me. And then also Wednesday nights we have it's like yoga. It's called yoga, right? It's called yoga. It's like yoga for athletes, so it's not so much flexibility and flexing, stretching muscles. It's like pretty much flexing your muscles in stretches and that kind of stuff.
So now you don't like swimming. So why don't you like swimming for the workout side? And what do they incorporate with the swimming kind of workouts? I'm kind of curious what they would do. Do you make you go underwater with a breathing apparatus and holding your breath, or?
I like the swimming workout. It's just kind of superstition to me, because I had a great year when I didn't swim and I just did the yoga. And last year I just couldn't find a rhythm of score. I should have scored about 30 and I didn't. So it's kind of superstition thing, but it's more of, so we'll swim like a length of the pool, they're back, and then you'll flutterboard, they're back, and then at the end, there's like that, for the lifeguard training, that yellow brick. So we'll tread water, and one guy goes down, gets it, comes back up with it, and then you just kind of do that for about, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then that's really it. I like it the way I feel afterwards, but just can't do it because of superstition now.
No, superstitions are a thing with hockey players for sure. Now, speaking of going back to the hockey side of things, what are obviously you know your plans for next year, but what are your personal goals? Like if you make it to that next step, do you have certain goals that you want to achieve, like a certain amount of goal total, assist total, penalty minutes total? Darren, I'll go to you first.
I've never really had a goal for what kind of that stuff. I kind of just go out there and just play. Whatever happens, happens. But my main goal is mostly just make it last as long as I can. Can't really pinpoint something.
No. Great.
Like Darian said, the way that we play, numbers will come eventually, but it's more of what we do, without getting points or block shots, that kind of thing. But penalty minutes, I'm going to try and stay under 80 this year. But other than that, really, my long-term goal would kind of just be make a career of it and stay in the American Hockey League above that.
Now, the community of Sault Ste. Marie is obviously very hockey-driven, and I've talked about it on the show where I think it's kind of went to the other side where it's popularities maybe went down due to fees and stuff like that. Now, you obviously there's kids that still play hockey and look up to individuals like yourself and other NHL players that are playing. What kind of advice would you give to the kids that want to be hockey players in the junior ranks, even OHL ranks? It doesn't matter what kind of goals they have, but what would you tell them if they came up to you and said, what kind of advice you can give them?
Pretty much the exact same advice that people gave me when I was growing up. It's just the simplest thing. It's just, you gotta work. You gotta want it. And if you don't want it, it's not gonna work overall. It just won't be there. There's so many guys that I grew up playing with that were so good at hockey, even better than me, naturally, just better. But I wanted it more, and they just didn't want it, and that's the ultimate thing that comes down to.
Definitely, I like that. Drake?
Yeah, like Darian said, it just kind of, nothing's going to be easy with it. You're not going to have summers. You're not going to get in high school, in elementary school. You're not going to get to do most of the things you want to. Like me and Darian missed our grade 8 graduation, or missed our S trip and everything like that. It's going to suck, but you're going to sacrifice a childhood for possibly a career, and you're going to have brothers. And if you want it, you got to go take it, because there's 100,000 people out there looking for the same job you want. And if you want it, you have to try and beat all of them out. And it's not going to come with your skill usually. It's going to come with your work.
Great advice. Now, we're going to have you guys on the radio content on Pier 55 more, but I got 3 questions, just one each, just one-word answer to them that we'd like to give to our guests before we kind of let them go. So I'm going to go to Darian first, then Drake. 3 questions I have. Favorite pregame meal?
Still old school pasta and chicken.
Drake?
Yeah, pasta, chicken, and a smoothie really now.
Oh, smoothie, I like that. Favorite hockey player?
Probably still say Sid. I love watching Sid play, just the way he controls the game.
Definitely.
I have to say Corey Perry.
Okay.
He just annoys people, and then and he's disgusting.
She like following that. Now, the third question, the one that kind of got popular in this show with me asking guests, the last song that you played here. Obviously, you guys drove together here, but if I pulled up your phone or whoever's phone was synced to the car you have outside, what song would I be looking at that you played on the way here?
I'm not sure if this is the actual name of the song, but I'm pretty sure it's "I'm Afraid" by Luke Combs.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So, Darian, Drake, very happy you're able to join us here on the Game Sports Show. Thanks for coming by. We're going to have you on our radio side at Pier 55 sometime soon, so keep an eye on that. But thanks for coming by, boys.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
We'll be right back after these messages on the Game Sports Show. Welcome back to the Game Sports Show. Dave McKeag alongside Alex Parr. Thanks to the Pelon Twins for taking time to come by in the studios. Very excited to get them on the radio side as well for a more lengthy version. So make sure you keep an eye on our social media pages at the Game Sports Show, Facebook and Instagram. And don't hesitate to follow Sue Online, ONN TV as well. So, Alex, we're going to jump now into some more sports discussions. We are not going to be talking about hockey in particular today. You got to listen to the Sunday podcast, myself and Alex, for that. We got more this week in the coming weeks of hockey because it's still kind of quiet. There was a trade in the National Hockey League today. Artem Anisimov got traded to the Ottawa Senators for Zach Smith.
This is news to me. I didn't even know
breaking
that.
News. Okay, breaking news. But we're going to transition to talk about baseball here. Okay,
all right.
And we're going to talk about local baseball first to start. The Game Sports Show has a baseball team and a hockey team.
Got to pump the tires.
The Game Sports Show Renegades suffered a tough loss yesterday, 19-8. They were tied going into the 7th last inning, and it was 12 runs were scored by the Donuts to defeat the Game Sports Show, and the umpire called the game due to lightning, and there was still only 1 out in that 7th inning, so the Donuts could have even piled on more runs, and it made the Game Sports Show drop in the standings from 2nd to 3rd, which I believe the Donuts now go to 2nd. The Game Sports Show defeated the heavily favored Skinner's Garage Rangers a couple weeks ago and have lost 2 games since. You beat the first place team, and then that said, a lot of confidence in that room in the Game Sports Show. The dugout's a little bit quiet the last couple days, so give a little shout out to SMBA on Facebook, and Jeff Mills, a little credit there as well for what he has done for promoting the Men's League Baseball. Make sure you keep an eye on the minor baseball going on as well. Absolutely. Sioux Minor Baseball Association, you can email them if you have a child who wants to be involved in any baseball camps or leagues that are going on, as the Black Sox are also playing as well. So you can make sure you check out those schedules. We'll make sure here on the Game Sports Show we keep you up the tab as much as possible. So that's the fun local chat I want to get to. The Game Sports Show Renegades that dropped to 4-3 this year. Professional baseball, though. The Blue Jays rumor chat. Now, you can check out Detroit Tiger updates, because I know we have a lot of Detroit listeners with Scott and Butch. We'll have some discussion on the show, but it'll be on more of the radio content side from our Detroit analysts. But we're talking about the Blue Jays. They're 35-60 going into tonight's matchup against the Boston Red Sox.
Yikes.
The Boston Red Sox are 51-43. The Red Sox are in third, 9 games back. The Jays are in fourth, ahead of the Orioles, mind you, but they're 25.5 games back. The Blue Jays are going to get into some trade deadline time. Marcus Stroman is fronting that. We've talked about this a lot the past few weeks. Ken Giles is on that as well. Stroman looks like the Houston Astros, the front runners. What do you say? Has Stroman played, was his last start as a Blue Jay?
Maybe one more, just because I think the Blue Jays are going to do whatever it takes to make sure they can get the most value for him. This is a trade that the Blue Jays can't afford to mess up. They've done a really good job of getting the pieces that will be real effective, maybe even potential superstars coming in the next few years. Yeah. So they have to make sure that whatever they get for Stroman is going to keep adding to that. You're not trying to pick up a prospect that'll do you well in AAA. You need a piece that will make it to the team. So I don't think the Blue Jays are going to pull the trigger too fast on a trade that they aren't fully confident on.
I'll say right now, Marcus Stroman wants to be with the New York Yankees. He's already commented and saying that he wants to be under the lights. But I'm going to agree with a lot of the media outlets that I agree that he would fit in nicely with the Houston Astros, and I really think he'd be great with the Atlanta Braves. I think he fits the agenda of the Atlanta Braves. Right. A lot of prospects on those two teams, too. The Blue Jays got to pry those prospects. Same with Ken Giles. There's other names that are on the board. Freddie Galvis, Justin Smoke, Daniel Hudson, even Aaron Sanchez. Can you get value for that? But if you move Smoke, Tellez has to play full-time at first base. Okay. You could gamble and go sign Carlos Gonzalez, who's a free agent, trying to get his value up if he doesn't sign anywhere by the deadline and after you make all these moves, because who do you have to play after you make these trades? But out of those 4 players, Galvis, Smoke, Hudson, or Sanchez, do all 4 get moved, or do we see any of them moved?
I would like to see Smoke move, just for the fact that he's served his purpose, and he did great even last year when you could see the tailspin of the team going straight to the bottom of the standings. And he played his heart out. I think he deserves a trade, and I feel like some of these longer tenured players do deserve it. The team knows where it's going, and these players that are effective MLB players now don't really serve the purpose that the Jays are looking for.
Definitely not. And so defensively with Smoke, he's amazing. Justin Smoke is wild at first base. Left hand. A lot of people can use that kind of skill on the first base pads. I got to go with Aaron Sanchez. I just feel like he deserves a chance somewhere else. I think you can still get decent value for him, but put him in the bullpen. I don't think he's a starter anymore. I think he's a 7th, 8th inning pitcher to set up somebody named Roberto Osuna from the Astros to come out. Or if you want to go the Atlanta Braves route, or if you want to go to the Brewers, I think those are some good fits for Aaron Sanchez. Freddie Galvis has played his heart out as well. I think Galvis being moved kind of makes sense as well. I think if I'm Ross Atkins or Shapiro, I'm playing GM mode in MLB The Show and just replenishing the prospects and having fun making all these trades. Now, the Blue Jays need to get some high prospects, as we mentioned, and I mentioned Carlos Gonzalez. This year, are you upset by any of the development kind of flaws they may have done? A lot of people are questioning, why call up Vlad right now? Or was Roddy Tellez, did we ruin his development? Has the Blue Jays done this wrong? I say not with Vlad, but I say so for Rowdy.
I'd say not with Vlad. I wouldn't have minded him staying down just a little bit longer, because there was something in me saying I didn't want to get Vlad used to that losing mentality. I didn't want him to come and get used to losing and seeing the Blue Jays jersey and associating it with losing. I want him to come in and be confident. I think he's playing all right. I mean, he's 20 years old. That's a lot more than a lot of players can say.
I mean, was a monster at the home run derby too.
Absolutely, setting records. And there's guys like Aaron Judge that come in as rookies that are 25, mid-20s. To get an effective MLBer at 20 is great. The one person I'd like to see called up, because why not, Bo Bichette. He's having an absolute amazing season in AAA. Give him a shot. I mean, that's what the season's used for right now, giving the players a shot and an opportunity, because the playoffs is, no, not going to happen.
And for anyone to say that Stroman is this year's Hap, you're wrong, because Stroman's younger, Stroman has more value, and Stroman is going to still have that potential to be a prominent second or first pitcher on a team. The Yankees, he wouldn't be that. Houston Astros, he probably wouldn't be that. But I think with the Atlanta Braves, I think that'd be the best fit for him overall. Or the Astros is going to be one of the two, and the prospects would be just delicious for Blue Jays to jump on that.
And I think Atlanta and Houston make the most sense baseball-wise, in a baseball trade sense. But Marcus Stroman, as you said, really wants to be with the Yankees for the fact that he said openly, I want to play under the lights. I want to be in the biggest market I can play in and show the stuff that I've got. But like you say, I think Houston and Atlanta are both two teams that could use a guy a little bit more than the Yankees could in the face of Marcus Stroman. But time will tell, and hopefully the Blue Jays make the smartest trade they can do.
I hope so. I'm begging. I know they didn't do good with Mount Crushmore. Anyone knows what Mount Crushmore is? Tulowitzki, Encarnacion, Bautista, Donaldson. We didn't get too much for them. Just saying. So that's going to wrap up our baseball discussion. I'm going to do a quick thumbs up here. Novak Djokovic won the men's Wimbledon tournament, and Simona Halep, I can't pronounce her last name, beat Serena Williams for the ladies finals in Wimbledon there. So that's my thumbs up there. More thumbs up to John Edwards, who won our Facebook draw, and Sarah Dubois, who won our Instagram draw. So make sure we'll get in touch with you guys for your prize, where you can come pick it up, and thank you for the support. Tomorrow, I will not be at Sports Center Bar and Grill. I'll be hosted by Jamie Antonello, Justin Heichel, potentially Alex. So that'll be tomorrow at 9 o'clock sharp. You don't want to miss it. I want to say thank you for coming on by to the Game Sports Show, Twin Cities' only local regional national sports show. Have a great night. Booyah.